Hallelujah, friends. What it be like? I'm Brother John.
And I'm Lady Nene.
And welcome to another edition of Legacy Alive Testify, overcoming by the power of story. Our guest today, we're here, we have Anthony and Renee Wright. Now, Anthony is the owner and founder of From Beyond Productions, video and photography. And Anthony works very hard, extremely hard, exemplifying phenomenal customer service. I like the customer service. We don't get enough of that in these days, but and also in every way possible. He is also the author, writer, actor, producer, videographer, and photographer as well. Anthony Wright and Renee, welcome to Legacy Alive Testify.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
It's an awesome time, yes.
Such a blessing to be on today.
Oh yeah. So I'm very curious about that. I'm always want to hear about service. And so it seems like we don't get enough today about service as well, even in the little things as well.
Yes.
But I'm just going to jump off here and ask, in what you do, how do you exemplify service to the person to come up and what's the quality of good service? What makes good service?
Well, speaking in terms of good service, I'm talking about giving the best quality product that I possibly can. And like what I do with From Beyond Productions is we do a lot of creative arts and a lot of writing. So I like to incorporate a lot of spirituality, a lot of Bible, a lot of what God is leading me to do. Mm-hmm. And the quality that God gives me to put on the books or to put on the scripts or to put in whatever material that He has me write, when it's all said and done, I feel like good service is giving them exactly what it is that God has led me to put on that material, whether it be a book or a script or whether it be a skit or a play, giving them the best possible anointing, the best possible word that God has given me to bless them with.
Wow, yeah.
That's service to me.
Because the scripture says, if you want to be great in God's kingdom, you must be a servant of all there as well. And how did you? You also let's go over here. You published your first book, The Legends of
Falon.
Okay, what is that about? Just a little synopsis of that.
Legends of Falon is the first book I published. I published it back in 2013, summer of 2013. Yeah. Legends of Falon is a Christian science fiction fantasy novel. Wow. It's basically, we're talking about the ultimate story of good versus evil. I mean, you're talking about two forces that are really trying to stop each other from achieving the ultimate goal, which is getting to these stones, ancient stones, which kind of controls everything in the universe. Whatever side gets to them is going to control what happens to us in the universe. So obviously, you want those to fall into the hands of the right people. So it's very Christian oriented and very spirit-based field. Again, I started writing it back in 2008. Yeah, it's been a journey writing that book. 2008, and then I kind of slid off a little bit and then came back around to it. God gave me more ideas to put it together, and just as I'm writing, He's just giving me more, to do it. And lo and behold, a few years later, we were able to actually get it out, published. Wow. Yeah, that's Legends of Falon. We're working on the sequel to that.
It's a sequel. Okay. Yeah.
How's
that been going? Because many people can't say. Some people in their minds are probably like, how does science fiction or fantasy, the science fantasy and spirituality, Christian, how does this click together? What are you doing, man?
It's actually very simple. We're talking about trying to do a combination of science fiction, fantasy, and spirituality, which is Christian. Mm-hmm. It's very simple. You think about stories like Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
You think about Chronicles of Narnia. The gentleman that created both of those novels were actually Christians. C.S. Lewis, they were actually Christians. And Chronicles of Narnia, it goes a lot into a lot of the Bible.
Right.
If you've actually, you watch it. And you know, when we think of science fiction fantasy, you know, we're thinking about Star Wars or Star Trek or something like that, planets and moons, and it's something that I can't get into. You know, people will say, I can't get into that. We're talking about asteroids and stuff. Okay, but you know, when you kind of, if you're creative enough, if you're able to pull it off, you know, I prayed, and you know, I happen to be a science fiction fantasy fan myself, so it just kind of helped that it came a little natural when I was able to put the book together. Yeah. But also, in that sense, God gave me some spirituality to pour into it also. So just all in all, just pray and ask God to.
It's a ministry within this genre.
Ministry, yes.
Yeah. Renee, now how do you fit within Anthony's division? You two have a partnership with, there's two different factions. There's two components, I would say, to a much larger ministry.
Yes. Well, for one, starting with From Beyond Productions, I do administration work for my husband. Of course, he's my husband first, and then also we work together in business and ministry. It's twofold. And so I do a lot of the administration work. However, I also work hand in hand with him and like doing the videography work, photos, photography. So we actually have the videography part of From Beyond Productions, and we also have a photography business. Wow. So we actually do both of those on top of doing the plays, the movies, and the stage plays, and the movies. And so it's a lot. It's such a blessing, and it's good stuff.
Wow.
So that's,
plus your parents too, right now.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. That's another full-time production.
Yes.
Yes.
3 beautiful girls.
Okay.
And so they keep us busy as well. And we actually have one of our oldest daughters. She's actually expecting, so we're gonna have a grandbaby on the way here shortly. So yes, got our hands full on the family side.
So, okay, Anthony, I'm gonna jump this back here to you. And well, both of you can jump in here. What has been some of the challenges as far as the this created dynasty that you have here? What it just name some people say, well, oh wow, you're in the movies, you do plays like that. That's cool. I mean, but then again, there's a sacrifice. There's a challenge. Okay?
You know, there's a plethora of those.
Okay.
You know, again, you know, God has really blessed us throughout the years to be able to put on these productions and being able to get these projects and things out. But you know, throughout the time, you know, when we started, you know, it was, you know, we were, you know, really fighting and clawing, you know, to stay committed to what we were doing. I mean, due to the, you know, lack of support, you know, just trying to get people to, you know, be a part of what we're doing, to try to, you know, invest in what we're doing.
Sell the idea,
you know,
it's like, you know, into the vision.
Just, you know, trying to get into your vision. And, you know, after a while, it can become discouraging, you know, but the thing is, you know, if you just continue to keep staying focused, and if you can just continue to keep pressing, keep praying, you know, God will lead you to the people, and God will send people to you that are wanting to do what it is that you're trying to accomplish. So all in all, you know, it's just starting out, you know, there's so many things because there's so many different components that we're talking about trying to put together, you know, projects and productions and things. You know, when we're talking about not only dealing with us people, but we're dealing with a number of things, you know, locations and you know, revenue and you know, we're talking about lots of circumstances being used sometimes. You know, just trying to find the right pieces. You know, it's a puzzle. It's a gigantic puzzle, and it's just trying to put the pieces together. And sometimes it may take years to do it. You know, just to put together this big puzzle. But if you're listening, you know, and you may be dealing with the same thing, I would just say, you know, keep on. It doesn't matter how long it takes. Just keep on putting that puzzle together, because eventually there is an ending to it. And when you put that picture together, it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful picture.
So you say patience has a lot. I'm sensing that a lot. You know.
Oh yes, patience.
Definitely.
Lots and lots of patience.
Yeah, patience. You know, talking about patience. That's definitely one of the things that has kept us, for sure. I mean, I know a lot of us deal with the thing where I know a lot of writers, because I'm a writer as well. It gets a little tough, when you get writer's block. You're dealing with the thing. You're looking for more ideas. You're still trying to be creative. You're trying to be not original. You're still trying to come up with something that's different. But you want to get up and do something. Your mind is other places, and you can't help to think about other stuff. Staying patient. And just staying focused on your goal. Because I know a lot of people that are just saying, I want to get this. I want to write this book. Man, I want to write this script. I just can't find the time to just sit down and do it. And I'm like, at some point, you've got to get focused. This is what you want to do. You got to get focused. Or have someone else do it, but when it's said and done, you want
the bottom line. Yeah.
The bottom line. That's correct.
Yeah. Both of you, this might be just post the question. Who have been your inspiration? Because I know later on we're going to get with you. You're going to be a future guest here. What have been your inspiration, both of you? Let's throw this out. Who's really inspired you to take up this mantle and do what you do? Even from back when you were perhaps growing up.
Well, I can start from when I was growing up. I've always been a go-getter, motivated. Even as a child, I was the type of child that once I set my mind to do something positive and inspirational, I would actually just do it. So when I was 10, I actually went to my parents and I said, Mom and Dad, I want to start my own candy business.
Okay.
And so, oh yes, and it's been in me ever since. And so I actually worked my candy business from 10 years old till I was 16.
Wow.
And my mom and dad, they was like, well, whatever you make from your candy business, then we'll match that, and you can actually buy your first car when you turn 16. So that was motivation in itself. It was like, okay, car, got you, I got it. And so we went to Sam's Club at the time. It might have been called something else at the time. I think it was Sam's Club. Went and bought candy. She gave me the investment to start, my mom and dad. And then I started that candy business, and I was dedicated to it. I didn't take anything from it. I did my profit, made the profit I was supposed to make, invested, and then put money up to the side for the car. Made sure I paid my tithes, which is definitely important. And I did everything I was supposed to do. And I was able to get that beautiful car, which was a 1989 special edition Honda Accord, leather seats, interior, and sunroof. It was everything that I wanted. So that was motivation in itself. And then after I did that, I just continued to be very motivated in activities and things in school. And from there, when I got a little bit older, that's when other businesses came about, and here we are. So I just kind of endured and just stayed motivated and committed to first the things that God would have me to do. That's the number one thing, just listening to the voice of God and knowing exactly what it is that He's calling you to do. Because I think when you find your purpose, then it's easy for you to walk in that purpose, and that purpose brings you fulfillment. And eventually, after you endure, which the endurance could be years, like my husband's saying, just piggybacking on what he's saying, then you actually have the prosperity follow.